So I'm going live today on ways for you to feel more secure at the gym and how to deal with those insecurities that you may feel about going to the gym, the fears you may have about attending classes at the gym. And I forgot to put my lip gloss on before we started. So here I am. Hi, everybody. Hi. So I put a story up earlier, or no, yesterday, just kind of mentioning the idea that yeah, sometimes we don't feel good going to the gym. There are times you just don't feel comfortable with it, and I really wanted to find out why it is that people feel this way. And I don't really mean find out, right? Like, because I know I completely understand. However, um, I wanted to give you the opportunity to speak on it. Hi, I love you so much too. Thank you for being here. So, yes, please. TikTok is reminding me that more likes will attract more views. So please send me the likes. It's just some taps. I would appreciate it. Thank you for everybody who is here watching this live. No matter where you are, because again, I'm doing all the things. One day I'm gonna get it together. And then I also will be sharing a story, resharing a story as to why I'm late, running late to today's live. But it's okay. Either way, we're here. I'm here. You're here. Everybody's matters is here. So talking about why people may feel uncomfortable in the gym setting, right? In a physical activity space. And I want to say that this also counts for studios, right? So like I'm a yoga teacher. Like if you're like, well, I don't really go to the gym, but I go to the yoga studio. There are absolutely times where you do not feel confident and comfortable in a yoga studio, and it depends on the culture of that studio as well, right? So that's what we're talking about here today. That's the space that we're in, just trying to understand this discomfort and figure out ways around it, ways to feel better from it, and ways to just kind of learn yourself as to what it is you need to do to be better and feel better and more comfortable in these spaces. So I had a few questions. I'm going to address those questions. Like I said, I dropped them. If you want to go into my story on Instagram, you can put a question. I will answer. This is what's here, as long as, it makes sense. um, so, one of the first answers, right, that I one of the answers that I received was here. Just the start is guys staring, right? So, and I will say, I want to say in general, right? I started off thinking that this live was going to be about oh, like if you're plus size and then you're big, you don't feel comfortable in the gym. But honestly, like there are so many people, regardless of whether you're plus size or skinny or whatever it is, you're not the expected gym type, the ideal, whatever that might be. Because again, if you walk into an actual gym, there's plenty of diversity usually, but again, it depends. It depends on where you are. That's absolutely a thing. Depends on where you're located, how the affluence of the area, the price of the gym, the type of gym you go to, right? And then there are definitely gyms where you show up. Ooh, I thought I spilled all my water just now. There are gyms where people show up and they're just trying to be cute, right? And there is nothing wrong with being cute at the gym. However, I know as a person, like if I'm trying to get my sweat on and everybody else here looks like they're trying to be pretty, I'm not going to be comfortable there. I'm not going to feel like I can get my sweat on. I'm not going to feel like I am in a space that is comfortable for me, right? So one thing, the very first thing that I would say is watch where you're going, right? I don't mean to say, oh, let them just be terrible in this location, because like we shouldn't allow that kind of culture necessarily as a whole. However, if it's just you and you're the one fighting it and you're causing yourself stress in a place that should be stress relieving, let it go. Just let it go, boo. It's okay. You don't have to fight that fight. You don't have to fight everybody's battles. It's just not meant for you. And that means that if this is the culture that gym and the staff and the management of that gym is going to maintain, or studio, right, is going to maintain, then they don't deserve your money. Take it back. That's it. They don't deserve your money. Take it back. But okay, as far as like I said, the guy's staring, right? So this is a question or comment that was left as far as why I feel uncomfortable at the gym. Yeah, it's uncomfortable when anybody stares. It's uncomfortable when you receive a stare. But I will say this. Those stares are less bothersome if you don't feel them from a place of insecurity. Now, if they're just creepy and they're aggressive or anything like that, yeah, uncomfortable. Don't do that. Um, yes. So paying attention to the kind of stare that you're getting, right? If you feel like you go at a time, this is a great point. There's definitely on my list here, right? If you feel like you go at a time that is really crowded and you get those stares, how about trying a time that is less crowded, right? That again doesn't mean that you should be shaping your life around other people. Shape it around yourself. Don't see that as a succession, like I'm backing away. No, see that as a I'm taking control of the time that I go and the because that is better for my mental and physical health. Um, I am I also want to acknowledge like so this is something that somebody else said like and I feel like it's weird like influencers, right? So there are influencers in the gym nowadays like recording videos and catching people staring at them. Um and the idea that like oh somebody's staring like again it can be uncomfortable, so it's good that we're uncovering that yeah these things actually happen, and depending on the time we feel them, we see them as the person being stared at, right? But for the influencer that is completely wearing something that is tight to show everything and the camera angle up her butt and all this stuff, you were trying to show off. Can we just take the grain of salt? Like, of course they looked, right? And then even at that, can I just say this, right? If you are a person that is like, you're nervous that people are staring at you again, what if they're just staring at you because you fine, boo? Like that's it. You look good. What is the problem? I'm sorry that you look so good that they could not keep their eyes off of you today. But keep going, keep sweating, keep treadmilling, whatever it is that you're doing. Like, because their stares do not stop your feet. That's it, right? So if they're staring because you like, I am not saying this is about anybody. Like, maybe they are staring because you feel like, or they feel like you're horrendously heavy, and it's an eyesore. I'm so sorry that that's the case. However, you're in the right place. You are here for you. You are here for your own growth. You're here for for your own um movement, right? Your movement, your practice, whatever that is. Maybe you came here to find some peace. You came to run out the stress. That's fine. Maybe you came to just, like I said, just get your sweat on, get this workout popping. Great. Do that. This is not about anybody else. So maybe they stare, maybe they don't. Um, let me look back in here. I used to go in the evenings and it was miserable. I find so much peace in the morning. Yeah. Right. So again, going at the right time, making sure that you're going at a time that makes sense for you, works in your day as well as works with the amount of people there. I'm reading your comment. You were just in the ad doing a headstand. What's up with that? I have no idea. I have no idea what's up with that. Comment on it so I know what you're talking about. We can talk further or ask a more specific question. Hi. Checking in on these comments. Shoot your shot. Okay, so I don't. And then I'm sorry, I believe there's a person commenting in a language I can't read. I reply to all my comments in another language on my like static posts, but I can't do it in this live. I love you for being here and boosting my engagement. So back to what I was saying, right? So maybe he wants to shoot a shot. Maybe he's in love. Maybe it was love at first sight. You got that gym crush. You might be more comfortable going because you know that there are guys to look at, right? Or girls to look at. You might be less comfortable feeling looked at. That is a factor. That is a thing to measure when you go to a gym and you say, well, maybe I should accept that damn it I look good and damn it he wants to give me this attention, or she or whoever, right? Because there's no shame in anything that you've got going on. You came to the place that you were supposed to go to do the thing you wanted to do. That makes sense. Okay, back to my questions. Oh, yep, here somebody was right with you. Somebody who said it, right? Crowded places, germs. Like, I work out at home. Okay, work out at home. So that is something that I definitely want to bring up. I'll come back to this definitely right at the end of my live, but that is something that I know people took over during the pandemic, and I feel like a lot of people want to get back to out, right? Of course you want to, but at the same time, like, if you were comfortable doing it at home, if you found your space doing it at home, like, I love my home practice. I did not have as much of a home practice before the pandemic. I'm completely honest about that. And then I didn't have a choice, right? And I love my home practice. I love that I can start my day like this. I love that I can end my night like this. I love that I can do this anytime, and I don't feel like it's limited to the gym, right? And so maybe you feel a certain way about some stuff, and then other stuff, yeah, like you don't want to get a set of weights and keep it at home. That makes sense. Like, especially not a whole set, maybe a whole rack, right? But maybe you want a couple barbells. I have a couple 5 pounders that I throw around sometimes, like you can use small things to help you supplement if that's what you want. You have options. I don't want you to feel like you are forced to go to the gym or you can't work out. Um, Thank you, Julia. And thank you. Hi. So yes, go at the right time. There you go. Somebody was right there with you. Um, this one is a good one. Okay, so if there are moves or exercises that I don't want to do or can't, it's kind of awkward to stop during classes, right? So that's honestly part of the reason why I suggest when you don't know what's going on at all, particularly in yoga, right? Because there's so many words. When you don't know what's going on in like a regular, like a calisthenics class, a belly button thighs kind of class, right? When you don't know there, it's not that hard to look around and then they're like, push, lift, stretch, like whatever it is, right? And then they're showing you, right? So whatever, it's not so bad. But like when it comes to yoga, if I'm telling you to look this way directly away from me, look forward, whatever, you can't look at me. Or like you look at me and then you look back, right? And I don't think you should learn yoga by looking anyway, which is why I don't suggest learning yoga on YouTube, which was my last live. Go back to last Thursday in my IGTV, or on YouTube Live, or my YouTube channel, I mean, right? So I don't think classes are the place to learn the basics. This is why I do suggest like taking your gym's free one-on-one session so that they can like help you learn about the things you want to work on, the machines you want to use, maybe a little bit of the language used in the classes that you want to attend, right? Most gyms have that as an option, just a free one-on-one private session, personal training session. And as far as a yoga, if you're trying to start your yoga practice, I always say start with a one-on-one private session, right? That's why I teach these online. I have started plenty of people in their online yoga practice, and just one-on-one, so you can get that direct attention, you can see and you can receive like the um exact like alignment for your body. You can receive the direct instruction that is just for you. Um, you can take that time to hear things that are just for your body. There's so many people that I've had one or two one-on-one sessions with them, and they're like, oh my God, now this makes sense. Now I can take this back into class. The class that I was taking was so hard, it was so confusing, was so difficult. And like, maybe it was. Let's give it the power that maybe it was. Maybe you took a hard ass class the first time. I'm so sorry. Try to, one, read the descriptions, and two, maybe ask somebody about it before you go. But two, also take the time to find out beforehand, right? Because then if you don't feel confident in this moment because you don't know it, then you're not able to act on time, right? Like, because I feel like that's where people get caught up with classes. It's not necessarily the moves per se, but it is the timing. If you don't have the timing, like you feel like everything's moving too fast, and then it's confusing. So as far as how can you align me online, right? So as far as doing online sessions, I always tell people, if you have enough space that I can see at least most of your body, we're good. I can tell you where you are. I can like, this is just me and you one-on-one. We see where you're standing. because it's alignment of the body. It's not anything else. If you, especially if you have a mat, you can be lined up because it's straight. It's straight on all sides. We can figure this out, right? If you have a little bit of space, a wall, something. Doing these online sessions are really like, and they've changed my life and other people's lives, and I am very excited about that every time it happens. Um, there's always like revelations, always realizations, and I think that that's amazing. Um, my clothes aren't comfy or sexy enough. So that is a huge one, right? And this kind of ties back to that influencer thing, right? Yep. Glad to help. Feel free to ask me any questions. The like influencer thing, if you're tied into um your look, your presenting stuff. I am a person that records at the gym all the time, right? Now, you may be comfortable with that as like I'm going to wear this, I'm going to have on my sports bra and my shorts or whatever it is, and then I'm going to make this video, and you may be comfortable with me doing it because it's me and not you, and you may not be comfortable with me doing it because I'm there at the same time as you. Understand that these are also things that, one, depend on the time that you go, two, depend on what kind of gym you go to, three, um, depends on if that is the gym culture, right? So this is where we really get into it. So the more intellectual and deep, damn, I got to think about my feelings on this about today's live. So if you are worried about the way you look in your clothes and the way you look at the gym, you are not focused on your workout. And that's it. You're just not focused on your workout, right? And so how can it be stress relieving? How can it like get anything, release anything for you, right? I know people, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know um that people will dress how they want. People will show what feels comfortable for them. You might not be a person that is comfortable with like the leggings all the way up your butt crack and like showing off the shape of your cheeks. Like, just, I'm not. I do not own a single pair of these leggings, and I show my ass all the time. Okay. So just understand, you don't have to be that person. You don't have to be that. You don't have to represent that. You don't have to show anything you don't want to show. You can show what you want. Um, I think it is a matter of like, we live in a world now where everything can be recorded all the time. Everybody has cell phones. Everybody has camera phones. Like, this is not, ain't nobody flipping a phone trying to make sure they get the shot. Like, nah, we got whole movies being produced on phones. So you're going to be in the background of somebody's video. Sorry. If that's super uncomfortable for you, right? The idea that other people will see you, you're not talking about a problem going to the gym. You're talking about a problem in general. You're talking about a problem with your confidence. You're talking about a problem with you looking the way you look every day. And it's like, nah, I don't want people to see this. Like, that's it. And I'm sorry that that's a space that you're living in. This is where you need not just a physical practice, but you need to work on this as far as your inner work and your confidence and your sense of self. This is exactly why when I started working with people online and doing online yoga sessions, I definitely got further into it with just discussion and understanding that people want more. People need more than just, oh, put your leg here and open up like this, arms out to T. Like, arms out to T, great. Everybody understands what that means, what it looks like. And then, but then like, it's like, no. But like, I don't feel comfortable like this. I don't understand how to feel like this. I don't know why I can't feel comfortable going into the gym. I don't feel comfortable sweating around other people. I don't feel comfortable stopping at the snack bar to get a smoothie because everybody's going to judge me. If you've got all the excuses, then you're going to take the excuse. If you've got the excuse to get out of it because you're just not comfortable like this, you don't want to do this, you don't want, yeah, like you're going to find an excuse not to go to the gym. And that if you have to do something, if you know you have to move, if you know you feel like, no, I feel so much better when I move. I feel this. I can release my stress. I have time to this. Like if you know that it's better for you, don't accept the excuses. But if you're looking for an excuse, you will always find one. If you're looking for the excuse of clothes, you will always have that. About the other people, about the crowd, about the time, about this, about that. But then when you feel bad, do you also accept those excuses? And that's the problem, right? I don't want you to accept those excuses because you deserve to feel good. Your body deserves to feel good. You deserve to move your body. Your body wants to be moved, wants to feel good and feel better, feel strong. Um, so this is where I present some options, right? So I know as I was mentioning, right? Like I have started people in their practice. If you are paying a gym for a membership that you are not using, stop. Let's start there. Whether that money moves somewhere else or if you just, keep it for yourself, just fine. But they don't need any more of it, right? So let's start there. Now, if you want to have an online practice, a yoga practice that you can do on your own and work by yourself, where you don't have to interact with others, I have a membership called the Thibrary. Thibrary, get it? Thibrary. I have a membership, $25 a month. You can play back any of the live recorded classes, right? I teach live twice a week. And that is about to shift to 3 times a week as well. And starting in September, I will be dropping that more information to my mailing list as well very soon. So please make sure you join my mailing list on my website. But I have this $25 membership so that this is an accessible price point if you want to do yoga and you don't feel like you can find a representation of a teacher who understands what your body looks like and how it works and the alignment cues that you may need. So I try to be as adaptive as possible and give options and things like that. I have a sample class on YouTube so that you can see it and you can try it and you can see what my teaching style is like. And then you can go to class on your own time and feel your way through that. Get the experience. If you feel like you only need 10-15 minutes, then do 10-15 minutes. Don't do the hour. Don't do 45 minutes, whatever it is. You have access at the time you need for as long as you need. Okay. I also have, like I said, my live classes. I have an unlimited membership with that as well, so that you can come to my live classes and I can talk you through. I watch the screen. I give cues. I have relationships with all the people that attend my classes, right? I'm watching your growth. I love to be able to point out the changes that happen in people's practice throughout their consistency of showing up for me, for us, right? And again, if you feel like then there's more, right? There's more than this. I need more support. I need to figure out how to gain that confidence, right? Maybe this doesn't seem like the solution. Well, okay, if I'm not going to the gym, what does it matter if I feel confident at the gym? And what I am saying is that this is kind of a process, right? So here we are. Let's work it back to the very first comment that we got. I don't feel confident and comfortable if I know that I don't know what's going on, if I don't understand the workout, if I don't understand the moves. Well, if you have time to practice at home by yourself and listen and repeat and do the lessons over and take that time for yourself and gain that sense of self on the mat, you will know what's going on. So then when you see the progress, when you feel good, when you understand what the words mean, right, and where to put yourself when you hear them, then you will feel stronger as well as more confident in what you know. Once you feel confident in what you know, going into a class, going into the gym, like feeling the growth, feeling strong, it's hard. Like I want to sell it to you so bad because it's so good, right? Like it's feeling strong within yourself. You are not going to face that same level of fear, of anxiety going into the gym, going into honestly any space, but definitely this physical workout space. And I know for myself as a plus size girl, because this I can speak to directly, right? I was not encouraged at any point to do any sport. I was told to do dance when I was little. And then when I didn't get into, you do the sports in school, right? You play tennis when they have tennis or whatever it is. And I failed terribly, and I was not encouraged for any physical activity. But I was great for things that were outside of school: gymnastics, swim class. I did dance class, and then now yoga. Right, all those things make sense as a connection. Um, but the the sports aspect, right? Especially because sports are the things like you could do at school and do like maybe not for free because parents know that those are costs, but like versus like going to get these dance classes that I took or gymnastics or swim, right? Like it's different as far as the level of cost or the commitment. Um so to take um to take the time that it does to find the space that you feel comfortable, the activity that you want to do, to what feels good for you, the type of workout that you want, to find that first. Then start with a teacher, start with a one-on-one, start with a private session. You don't know the language, you don't know anything, you can't feel confident if you don't know the language. If somebody comes at you speaking another language right now, if this whole live was in a language you didn't understand, you would just, why has she been talking to me for 20 minutes? Like that's it, it doesn't matter. But if you go to a private a teacher, right, book an online session with me, I would love to have you. Go to my website, sign up for your one-on-one. If you feel like you want more than that, again, if this feels like a real journey you're about to take and you're saying like, nah, I want more than just physical movements of yoga. I want to understand the confidence. I want to feel better in my body. I want to understand the mind-body connection through yoga. All of that stuff, start with a teacher and then continue through your practice. You are allowed to grow into that confident space. Do not think that right now, where you start, this is where you must be. I didn't walk into my first yoga class confident knowing that I was going to do everything right. I just was ready to go. And that's a scary place to be, which is exactly why I do what I do, which is exactly why I'm like, here, hold my hand, let's go, come on. Because I want to be that person for you. So I have come to the time of the end of my life. I want to make sure that I got through my questiones. Yes. And yes. Okay. Thank you. Real quick, look through these comments. And I think I just answered you guys' question about how to begin, but please go to our website. Start there. That's step one. How about that? Thick.yoga.com. That's how I'm ending this live. Please, I have a few spots left as far as my coaching program starting in September. So please go to my website, sign up for your one-on-one if you are interested in the program. I would love to have you. It's a great group of girls so far. We are doing just a very direct yoga practice as well as learning yourself better. And we'll talk about it more in the call. So set it up. Have a good night. Love you all greatly.